Hello friends, this is Wendy, and let's play What's on Your Desk? Well, this is what's on my desk. I got all excited. A friend of mine posted a challenge, a sketch, and I thought, I need to do it. Now, let me dig deep to where my photos are. Let me show you what I've done so far, and let me just explain a couple of things. So, first of all, I scrap a different size, right? So, this isn't even 12 by 12. This isn't even 8 by 12. It's 8, but it's by 11 because I added here. But I could not figure out what I wanted to do with my photos. I really was struggling with this. And when the sketch came in, I thought, this would be really, really cute with these photos. And it would get me, doing it, right? I am going downhill a little bit here. I didn't cut things quite straight. We're not going to worry about that, right? But anyway, there was a scallop, right? Your basic scallop. And I thought, what would be cute? It would be to use the gears. And these are Tim Holtz gear. I think they're called gear heads. Anyway, and I cut several out. And then I cut them in half. So here's one that, it used to be whole. And I cut it in half. I had to use more than one size. My thought was to have them all a certain size, but I ended up, would that have fit better? It doesn't matter. It's too late. But I had to use some smaller ones just to get it all to fit. So anyway, so now I have this paper, and I've had it for a long time. It's called boy paper. I don't remember what it was called. It had something to do with boys. And I have boys. Okay, wait. This is Pasadena. My dad was born in Pasadena. Okay, that was fun, right? That Route 66. And I'm going to put some cluster. There's going to be a cluster here and a cluster here that'll have a Mickey head and some stars. I thought I would, use these stars. I have some more stars. And I have 2 different kinds. This is a Sizzix, so it's not Tim Holtz. This was something else. Again, not Tim Holtz. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to use to cut these stars out, or I might just fussy cut them out. So I'm going to finish up this layout, because this is what I need to do. And hopefully you all will enjoy it, and I know I will. So, trying to decide. I would really like this to show. So maybe I'll have to cut the numbers off down here. Well, I think I'm going to start like this. And if I need to cut some of this off down here, I will. Okay, what I probably could have and should have, but didn't, I probably could have just put a little piece here and a little piece there. I wanted this, so if this was a 12 by 12 layout, right? I would have one piece of paper. I would have had this strip of paper here. So, but, I have to fudge a little bit because I got to be able to fold it, right? So So yeah. And anyway, so I've got this down and that's looking good. And now I have, let me find my sketch here. I didn't ask her permission to put it on my channel, so I feel bad that I don't show them, but so there is a big star in the corner. Now, not everybody who did the sketch on the site that I'm on, the Disney site, not everybody did a star. One person did a heart and all that, but I have these stars now that I gotta find. Okay, so the layout calls for 2 Mickeys. Again, I could do it any way I want to do it, right? But I want to do it like the layout. So even though I don't have the 12 inches this way, I have 8 inches, and I could add this Mickey head like right there. And then there's a couple lines going across that I may or may not do. Let me first just set that there right now. I don't know what color I want to do the bigger head, so I'm not going to worry about that for right now. I'm going to try to find a star that is going to be complementary to the size of this Mickey head. I like this one, but I don't know that that'll show up. You know, then there's this lighter blue one that will definitely show up. And we do have kind of bluish gray in the photo. Oh, look, that matches that hat. I am gonna fussy cut this. I don't think I have a star that will cut perfectly over that. And if you notice, these stars have a little bit of a slant in them, and these stars are not slanted. So I think I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have to fussy cut it. So we will fast forward that. All right, so I cut out a couple of stars. I need to have 2 lines. I also need to ink. So I think I will ink him first. I think I'm just going to continue with this. This is the Vintage Photo Oxide. Just continue with this. So there's, I don't know, definition? I don't know. It looked naked without this, right? Because, yeah. We already know inking is everything. So I'm going to have this, and then I wonder if I should just leave the white. My mother always, I think I'm going to ink it. My mother always left a little bit of white around whatever she was doing, because that way she didn't cut off an arm or a leg if it was like a, person or something that she was working on. So let's go like that. Where's the orange one? It was on my son's forehead. A little orange one. But I also have these 2 little lines. So 1, 2, 3. That's 3 things. Should I go darker? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe I'll do this one darker. Let me find my ground espresso. I actually, I used this one for that new Scorched Timber. So that's probably the color that's on here right now. It's a nice dark, almost black-ish brown. All right, so I'm going to do this. It's clearly a Christmassy thing, but I'm going to put it here because it's nice and thin. I think it would It'll look good on that. I'm gonna make that thinner. Maybe like that. I might take a bit off of here. Yeah, that should be good. So I just want this to be ever so slightly longer or shorter. Wow, I think that's actually supposed to be a little shorter. Kind of like this piece right here though. Okay. So I'm gonna snip it here and here. And then use, wonder if I shouldn't glue this on here first and then snip. That might be the smartest thing to do. They actually have it going like that. Okay. Again, I'm gonna ink. Which color do I want to do? The real dark one? I think so. So we're getting lots of rain and wind. It's coming from California. We're not going to get any kind of the weather that poor California got this week. But, sadly, I hate to say this, sadly, we're grateful for, we're grateful to get part of the Pineapple Express. But, yeah, it's just too bad that there had to be some damage before it came to us. So much damage. Oh my gosh. I have a thing about watching, that's the only news I'll watch is the weather. You know, and how, especially when it's this kind of weather, there's a couple of weather tracker kind of people that I will follow on YouTube, and it's probably silly of me to do it, but somebody's got to, right? I mean, you know, somebody's got to help them pay their bills. Anyway, I was following them, and wow, they're out driving in all that mess. It's just a little on the crazy side, but hey, I'm not out in it, and they call themselves professionals, which they probably, well, are. They actually get paid to do it by another company, and so they're out there in the awful, but they, you know, got better vehicles and everything. I just remember, wow, you can really have some serious problems when you go out in the mess. So I think I'm going to snip this off just a bit more, and then do the edge just a bit more. And then I do want this to go right in here. So maybe I'll do a little bit of dab of glue on the end here. Come on. All right. Okay. So I started this layout a couple of days ago, and then, you know, life gets in the way because it was the weekend, and, you know, there was stuff that we needed to do, places to go, things to people to see, stuff to do, you know. All right, I'm going to try to then glue this down. Kind of like it like that. That's not exactly the way that the, oh, I kind of like it like, oh, I like it like that. So I will draw a line with my pencil. Oh, I think I've told y'all I'm taking this class on having resilient, what is it called? Emotional resilience? Maybe. Emotionally resilient. I think that's it. Anyway, so like class number 3 was the other day, and It was on, I want to get this right. There we go. That's good enough. That's going to have to work. So class number 3 was the other day. Ooh, I'm liking this. Ooh, okay. And this one's just going to be out on its own. So I'm going to glue this down. So the first class was kind of on thinking positively, so you've been through something, but putting a positive spin on it. I remember when my husband went to Iraq, the chaplain would say that, look for the silver lining and, just all the positive things instead of, which is kind of what you want to say and do when that's happening. And then, let me get my cloth here. And then the second lesson, so once you start thinking a little more positively about the situation that you've been in, then the second thing is to start exercising. It's right away, release endorphins, find an exercise you enjoy, release endorphins, get moving, start taking care of your body and all of that. And then this lesson, these are all once a week, right? So, now week 3 is to plan out your day. Make a plan and get a planner. And so I pulled out my dotted what's it called? Bullet journal. My dotted bullet journal. I think I'm going to do it like that, just so they don't have the exact same angle, although it's close. It's funny with stars. You either can do this or angle. Because if you twist it just a little more, then it's you're back to the first angle again. Anyway, so I got out my dotted bullet journal and I sat down and made my plan. I have an accountability partner. And I texted her and I said, okay, I got this and this done. I don't know what I did with the lid. Anyway, so I texted her and I did my Tai Chi because that was on my list. So, make a list and then do order of importance. And the thing is, like tomorrow, I need to make some more phone calls tomorrow. And setting up my planner today and then doing Tai Chi and exercising right away made it that I didn't really have time to do some of the other things, because another thing on my list was to do this video. And, so you gotta, and it was all, what is the most important today? Now tomorrow, the Tai Chi and the exercise may or may not be the most important thing. Making these phone calls may be the most important thing. And anyway, we'll see. I will sit down and I will look at my list of things that I have to do, and I'm trying to clean up so I can find my lid to my found it. Okay. See, when you start to clean up, you start to find things. But anyway, so I'm really liking it, and I do feel a sense of accomplishment. And having been in, I'm in a lot better place right now. I'm definitely ready to hear all of this and to help to become emotionally resilient. But having been in a hurting place before, it makes sense that, start to think positively, and then after you've thought positively, then start moving, start making things happen, and in your life, and then organize those things that you're starting to do, right? And then it just seems like a nice, sensible progression. Anyway, you didn't care about that at all, but I thought I would share it because this has been very, 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 what would the word be? Eye-opening for me. Okay, so now I have to decide. I don't think I want to do the same color Mickey. I'm going to start with the Mickey. And I think this color kind of gets lost down here. I think I want a darker Mickey. So Let me find something. Alrighty, so I found this, but yeah, I don't have a big, this is the size Mickey, but I don't have enough for that. I'm thinking maybe this with the gears. Let's see how we can make this work and have the gears. And maybe I like right there better. Okay, I'm gonna try that one first. Ooh, I do like that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this scorched timber. I did order scorched timber in oxide also. I got this one, last week. I started playing with it and I really like it. And so then I thought, oh, you know, I need it in oxide. And in time, I'll probably get it in some of the sprays. I can only afford to, you know, I mean, I am on a budget. So let's see, what do we think? Yeah, I think so, right? Because then I'm also going to have another line. Let me look at this cluster over here. So I'm going to have another star. I can do a bigger star. So let me find a bigger star. Ooh, maybe that one. I would just have it cutting off the page a little. Ah, that's definitely a thought. I think I'm going to do this one. So. Okay, I'm just cutting all these guys out that I wanted to share. So I kind of forgot this. So this week's, not only was it on kind of getting organized, but the getting organized, the whole reason to do this, the whole point was to lessen stress, to lower your stress. And they even had us do a breathing exercise in the class where we breathed in and then we breathed out, you know, by so many counts, and just to try to quiet our mind and lower our stress and everything. And, you know, I was feeling a little stressed in the class, and boy, just doing it, it was a very short, it wasn't like in a yoga class where you go for quite a while, and it was just a little quickie thing, you know, done by somebody who's literally just reading this book and trying to, and it made a difference. And so I went, you know, I really should do this Tai Chi every day and maybe start out my day with it and just kind of get my breath going right and feeling good about everything. And yeah, it does. It makes a difference. So I made my plan, and I put the Tai Chi up towards the top of my importance list. Now this is still too wide. Well, there's supposed to be two of them, and one goes behind. So maybe I'll put this one behind the star. And then I have some more of this. This could go in front of the star. So I'll cut some, or, well, I'll cut some from this side. So this could go in front of the star. Make it go like to there. This is a little longer, so I think I'll cut this one right here. Okay, so maybe I'll stick this one down first. And because I'm putting it on a photo, I'm going to grab tape, at least for the ears, which will be on the photo. I don't know if you noticed, I started out with this and it was all gunky. I had somebody tell me that it has to do with the weather, which may be true because the other day it was working really, really well. And, you know, and this is the same one that wasn't working well a while back. Oh, I guess I really didn't want to do that, but I've done it now. Oh, well. And, yeah, it's like there's, see, I did get glue on there. Darn. That was on me. I wasn't paying attention. There we go. Fixed. Problem solved. Okay. So then I'm going to ink this. And like I said, this has a mixture of the new scorched timber and ground espresso. So it's just dark. I'm seeing more ground espresso now. I don't know. It's just what's on the pad. And I could change out the pad. I don't know. So put that, let's see. Where's the star? Oh, star needs to be inked too, right? So we'll do the star in the same. Anyway, managing stress. And these phone calls, well, only one of them is stressful. The other two are just fine. I just don't like to make phone calls, right? But one is a stressful phone call. And I just thought, you know, so one of my sons, he has an office job. And he comes home for lunch. And we're working on a puzzle together. And I love that time with him. You know, it's my time with nobody else in the house with me. I don't have to share him with anybody else. And he'll sit down and he'll eat his lunch and visit with me and tell me how his day's going. And he's obviously not married. We're buying this house together. So it's not like he's living in my house. It's probably more like I'm living in his, to be honest. But, anyway, I don't want to do that yet. Anyway, I find now that's peaceful and that's really enjoyable. And I barely got done with my exercise by the time he came home from work and was ready to do the puzzle. And I've lost that little teeny tiny orange star. I'll have to pick things up. I think I'll probably glue down first and then start lifting things, or I'll find another one. But anyway, I find that peaceful, so I want to continue to do that. And now it's too late to make that one phone call. And since I decided I was going to do all 3 of those calls just to, you know, take off that Band-Aid and get her done, we'll do it tomorrow. Because life is a highway and I'm going to ride it all night long. Is that how that song goes? From Cars. Because these are Cars characters, if you didn't know. This one, he goes, pit stop. I had to fight probably 3 young kids. Yes, this is a Disney adult thing. So well, it was my turn. I guess I should start with that. You know, I mean, there was nobody, because this is just a prop, whatever. There's nobody out there directing traffic on who jumps in or whatever. So I had been waiting, and other families had already taken their pictures, and I was just getting ready to go to do mine, and these 3 little kids come running up, and it was like, I'm like already here. Can you just wait till I get my picture taken? So, yeah, it's a Disney adult thing, right? So, yeah. But I was already standing there. They were just excited, you know. I mean, kids, right? So yeah. Yep. Alrighty, so this is going to go, and because it's cut off there, I want it to go off. Then I got to find that orange one. I barely cut it out, and I've already lost it. Isn't that crazy? I don't know if you do that, but I definitely do. So I guess that's the next thing. So when you're overcoming, you start thinking positively. Look for the rainbows. Think good things about people or places or things or whatever it is. Situations. Try to find positive things to remember about it. You know, challenges bring growth. Ooh, so I was listening to a book, an audio book, and this woman had gone through a trial. And after, like, the trial didn't, it was a health issue thing. So the trial didn't exactly completely go away. It was something that is going to be managed the rest of her life, or actually it's her son's life, right? And she was asked, you know, how do you feel about, people are, she was in like a, I don't know whether it was a focus group or what, but she had been asked to share how she felt about this trial that she had gone through with her son who was ill, and taking care of him, and and how she would feel if the trial had never happened. Would she give up this challenge and trial completely, knowing that in doing so she would also give up everything that she learned, every bit of growth that was made, in her personality and in her son's person, just this, because challenges and opposition does cause growth, right? And she didn't exactly answer it, but she left that open, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, how do I feel about that? Oh, I cannot find this little star. Let's see. Well, first I am going to maybe start tidying up. But I did. I had to spend a little bit of time thinking, how do I feel about that? And my thought was, if I knew ahead of time how challenging the situation would be, I probably would not have jumped into it, because mine was something that I made a conscious, it wasn't like health, it was something else. And I probably wouldn't have chosen to put myself in this situation. But now, having gone through it and healing, starting to heal from it and all of that, the growth, really, there is some validity to that growth that comes from the situation. And I'm glad. I'm still not happy about the situation, but I'm glad for the growth, if that makes sense. But that was the whole point of that. I found my star. That was the whole point of her focus group, was to, recognize that there's learning and growth that comes with these challenges, and that does make something positive to think about. 1, 2, 3. Hers go down, but I don't have any more paper down here. Well, you can't even see. There's no paper right here. Kind of want it on this because it has some, maybe over here. I think right there will work. Okay. So when that is something positive, then going back to positive thinking about the situation that I was in. I'll just give me for an example, you know, realizing, well, I learned a lot, and I learned how not to get in that situation again, and I, you know, anyway. Oh, that was a little too much glue. Okay. I might put waiting in line. I might write that there, or I might not. I might just, depends on what, see, it depends on what I put here. But I like it. Now, having had a sketch to pull from, it really helped me, because I kept putting the photos on the page going, oh, I don't know, right? But having a sketch, and when I, also, oh, everything's in my way. So starting out, I went, oh, well, and then I did the scallops. I went, you know, I like that. And then this was something in my stash. I had already done it. It is with a texture fade, diamond something, from Tim Holtz, that I had already inked and everything. And this was something in my stash, just a piece of paper from something. These were all, you know, it was all like just in my stash kind of a thing. But having it and then adding this here and adding this little bit here, you know, I didn't do a lot to the page, but it still looks a lot better than just slapping a photo down. You know, like if I had just put a photo right there and that's it. You know, it looks better when there's more going on. It kind of breaks up some of the darker colors of that paper, but it still peeks through down here and up here. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.